It's your girl, the contract star, and I just wanted to say that this is bullshit. So, long story short, this is a proposed idea. Um, it has so many layers, onion wise. I'll try to fit as much as I can in my little rant here. But at the end of the day, the United States government, and I don't do two party politics, so I look at both entities as the United States government. They are trying to tell me how I can enter into business with other companies because I'm the little man, basically. Their whole thing is that they are going to tell the gig apps that we have to be considered employees if we use the apps to make a majority of our money or whatever, what have you. Now, let me give you guys a background on me. I came into the workforce as an independent contractor, business owner. So I have been in various industries being an independent contractor. So the thing that is, I can see what this is really about is basically that setup was trade base. Trade base was most people had a trade, and then they could not barter their services, but we could sell our services in this way because we had a trade. So, when there's a bunch of food delivery people, basically, or couriers and things like this, sometimes they're getting away from a tax obligation if they're making a certain amount of money. That would probably be helpful to them, but it's not helpful for the government because independent contractors and the companies that they contract through, that company doesn't have to pay half the taxes like a W-2 employee situation. Also, another thing that I could see with this as having such a long history of doing independent contracting is that this is going to funnel people back into W-2 work where every day a person they can work $75 an hour worth of services one day, $10 an hour worth of services the next day, and the employer has to pay them this crazy low minimum wage regardless. You cannot barter and tell your employer that, well, today, I created a manuscript that's going to get this and this and this. As an employee, the amount of stuff that you're doing for your employer does not change your pay. As an independent contractor, it does. And so they're trying to push most people who are getting the benefit of independent contracting back into, I almost said something as an exaggeration. I wouldn't say slave work, but they're pushing them back into where they don't have the opportunity to be paid for their services. In my opinion, I don't think this would ever come to fruition. The American people, or what they call the American people, we have now depended on this independent contracting a lot for getting us through. And to be honest, if it does go through, I literally probably would turn out and lobby for these gig apps, or I would just tell the gig apps to just leave the United States because this is overstepping boundaries. They can't tell me how to enter into a contract with somebody else. Like that's way overstepping their boundaries. Like I can't tell Biden who to do business with. That's the thing. This is literally because everybody is a capitalist until they got to be a capitalist. It's the funniest thing. The weirdest thing is, if something like this gets passed, it's showing you in your face that this is not a free market. The United States government is showing you that there's loopholes. Isn't that crazy? Anywho, that's it with my rant, but I would not like this.